Hello, everyone. It's Pastor Sarah here for our On the Road worship today. I hope you have enjoyed our music and the prayers. I hope things are going well wherever you are and whoever you are worshiping with this morning. Today we start a kind of short study of a book and the corresponding scripture. The book is called The Art of Neighboring. Now, this is a interesting book that I was kind of suggested a few times to be a part of or to read and to really think about how we connect with our neighbors. And our scripture today from the Gospel of Luke, the Good Samaritan and the Great Commandment, are two of course, the best stories in the Gospels, and they really tell us a lot about who Jesus is and what Jesus wants of the world. There are a lot of different interpretations, but really what I want to talk about is what Jesus was talking about when we think of our actual neighbors. You know, the story tells the story of a man who crosses a lot of barriers, such as race and religion and fear. We're always afraid to help out somebody out. Crosses all money. He does all of these things because he sees the man beaten on the side of the road as someone worthy of care and acting as a neighbor. And this is the words that Jesus uses. And what I really love, especially, so here's the book, The Art of Neighboring, by Jay Pathak and Dave Runyon. It's a pretty great book. The main question that he asks is, who are your neighbors? This is the question that the young lawyer asks Jesus, who is my neighbor? And Jesus, of course, uses that, goes into the Good Samaritan and talking about really your neighbor is someone who you are called to care for by God. And Jay and Dave, they really kind of push on this even a little bit more. You know, who is my neighbor? Well, do you know who your neighbors are? Who lives next door to you? What are their names? What are their hopes, their fears, their struggles? You know, do you know your neighbors? We live in a culture right now that really doesn't do very well at that. I myself am an introvert. I'm really not good at connecting with my neighbors very well, but we had a lot happen this summer in our neighborhood, and it's really become a matter of intention. I intentionally seek out my neighbors. I ask them their names. I welcome them to them. We just had a new neighbor step in, and every time we walked by their house, I kept looking at their doors going, come on outside, because of course that very thought of walking up to their house and knocking on their doors is still a little outside my comfort zone. But as soon as we saw them outdoors, we stopped and said, hey, you know, welcome to the neighborhood. I'm sorry it's been so long. We did all of these things to make sure that we connected with them, told them, you know, which house we were from, who we were, what our kids' names were, what their kids' names were. And it was a nice little interaction. And it can't stop there. I need to step up and connect with them in different ways. For us, Halloween is, of course, the next big kind of group holiday, and our neighborhood's really good at having a good Halloween. And I've been trying to think of ways to connect to our neighbors in fun ways through that community event that Halloween has become. So I'm trying to figure that out. But, you know, we can't be in relationship with each other if we don't know each other's names. We can't even start without knowing someone's name. So that's my challenge to you, to learn your neighbors' names, to reach out, to start with hello, move on to, you know, I know we've lived here for a long time, but I'm really sorry. What's your name? If you told me, I forgot, you know, just be honest. It's an important part of it. Hey, I'm trying to be more intentional about getting to know my neighbors. Would you like to have some coffee? These are really important steps. So I hope all is well. If you've got any questions, leave a comment on the blog, and I will see you next week. Bye.